And we're unmuted.
Oh shit! What? No, my big head's all up. Out of
Cheers.
nowhere.
Oh, right there.
What
Cheers.
up, Josh? Cheers. What are we on? Episode 96.
96
Think so.
means I could probably drink just enough beer.
Had over 200 beers on the show.
Yes.
96.
2-year marker is in a week-ish.
And the block party. Are we unmuted?
Yes, we're unmuted.
The block party is what? Next Saturday?
Yes.
This Saturday, the next Saturday. I think Friday or maybe Thursday night, I'm gonna make some cornhole boards. You done that yet?
I'm sure you're gonna make cornhole next week.
No, the new boards. You were talking about making a pair each, right?
I'm not. All one. I think he's coming.
Okay, so he's bringing his.
And then we have Jason and Sarah still that are in job.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Are they a nice set?
And we have your fan and lawn chairs.
You have my fucking lawn chairs? Are they the
so.
0G ones?
Huh?
Are they like the 0G ones? Fuck! I was looking for those.
They're like the wide ones too, I think. Fucking nice.
Probably.
I have a food truck and doing cornhole tournament. What are other? Is that the main one?
Might do a
Stumps?
Smash Bros tournament.
Stumps?
I thought about the projector thing, and it doesn't get dark till like almost. That might not work.
Everybody will be hammered.
Oh no, he just doesn't want to get smashed by Brad.
That's not true, but
He
it
got
is.
crushed this weekend, and now his spirit's broken. He was thinking about it in the car. We're all thinking about it.
Whoa, you had your tournament?
I can't believe Brad's that good.
No, I played against Brad.
I remember you were talking shit.
When we were there, and he destroyed me, dude.
Oh, man. What up, Blaine? What up, Cook?
What's up, dudes? Yeah, Cook said he's thank God Welcome's not on tonight.
He is our weakest link.
Good
Good at keeping the conversation rolling, though.
Yeah.
I mean, give him one credit. That's it. Yeah, I mean, he thinks he's good at chugging beer. But he leaves half of it in the can.
He thinks
He leaves half of it in the can.
Thanks for the follows, people. I don't know if these are like backlog or if they're real time. Sure.
What's up, Gavin?
What'd you do this weekend?
This weekend? Oh, shit. Went to Manhattan on Saturday. And Sunday we cooked a bunch of yummy Italian food. Jason, you'd like this. We made a really good risotto.
Ooh, I do love a good risotto.
It turned out really well, and we made a good bruschetta.
Heavy on the onions or heavy on the olive?
This one was purely tomato, garlic, onions, basil, olive oil. Not too. I mean, pretty heavy on the onions, I would say, but not too heavy.
Nice.
Yeah, really good.
Brad made spaghetti last night, and he adds brown sugar to his spaghetti, and it was super sweet. And I was like, "Who the fuck does this?" And then I had to remember it's Brad. So
Brad adds sugar.
Yeah, he adds brown sugar, so you can add a little bit of sugar, like a little bit of white sugar to break up acidity. He actually adds brown sugar, which will break up the acidity, but it's really sweet and molassesy. So it's just
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want brown. I mean, I do put just a little bit of white sugar in when I make spaghetti sauce, but a ton of brown sugar. Weird.
Well, bruschetta is great when olives are involved. You have to have good black olives, not the shit from the can that tastes like metal.
My Cooper, who he tunes in sometimes, the other day, taught us to make really fancy French food. We made from scratch croissants, and holy cow, it's a 2-day process because you gotta let it chill overnight. But next day, ham and cheese croissants made from scratch are amazing. Figure it out. Do it, Jason.
Figure it out.
Holy shit. No, my whole screen just went blank, both screens. And then it said, this stream has stopped.
Really?
So that was cool.
I didn't used to like olives either cook until probably 4 years ago, and then I finally started being able to stomach them. I used to hate them entirely. I think your taste changes over time, though. Except for Chris's. Chris's just stays the same.
I'm a child.
Like chicken strips and hamburgers.
So, God, I can't remember who it was that I was talking to the other day about that. But Charlie only eats like chicken and potatoes. That's all he ever eats, like all the time. And I was telling somebody, and they're like, "Yeah, I used to like that too when I was 8 years old." And I was like, "Yeah, it's probably fucking right."
What kind of potatoes?
He'll make like either French fries or like kind of home fries or baked potato, just potato, solid potato.
I'm weird in that I really don't like potatoes all that much. Like
Really?
I like mashed potatoes, I like scalloped potatoes, but French fries just don't do it for me.
They had to stop Brad from eating mashed potatoes when we went out for chicken this weekend.
Yeah, they brought so much. Like endless mashed.
They told me couldn't have any more mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
They were like, "You're done."
Oh, that's funny. I've never had anybody tell me that. What's that like?
Felt a little bad.
Yeah, feels bad, man.
This was the same day we went out for Julie's birthday. We went to do this like detective around town thing, and it is out just completely in the open, 105 degrees, 70% humidity, and people everywhere, and it's all just out in the open sun. It was hot and disgusting, and then we were trying to piece together these clues, and it kept returning like wrong or in the wrong area and everything. We gave it like hour and a half, about an hour and a half, and we all kind of called it.
They're like, fuck this.
You said fuck this? Yeah.
It was like Pokemon Go. Walk around playing Pokemon Go, but not catching Pokemon. Trying to read all this. Gather the data that my wife's reading. Try to decipher it. And I'm like, yeah, fucking right. You guys just good luck with that shit. I'll just walk around in the heat and try to lead you to the points. No, it was
It was just kind of disgusting. And then we played some board games, and Brad ruined that for everybody. What a piece of shit.
How did he ruin it?
So his goal wasn't to win. His goal was to make everybody else hate playing the fucking game.
and everybody else not win.
Yeah.
Why do you guys like him? Sounds horrible.
It was fucking horrible. Oh,
Fun. We played some fun board games though.
they weren't too bad. That one that we played the last one, the Shadow games. I wasn't a huge fan of, but it was fun. You play coup the same way that you play poker, just so you know, and
Really?
it pisses me off. It pisses me off so goddamn bad.
Similar mind state.
Yeah.
We need to do poker again. That sounds like fun.
Well, I'll be down next Friday. Let's do it then. The day before the block party.
Oh.
Check my calendar.
What? So we had a few things to talk about on the show. I am personally very excited that tomorrow is the Open Mueller testimony. That is something that makes me very happy, because if you've been paying attention to the news and Twitter and anything lately, Trump is shitting himself. So that makes me feel good. Even though nothing's going to come of it, just the way that he's acting right now, I'm like, God damn, you are a grown fucking child. So that makes me feel good.
Cheers, Blair. Yeah, I don't know anything about all that.
What up, Blair? Yeah, I mean, said it. Nothing's gonna come of it.
Oh, no.
I've had to disengage from some of that stupid shit.
Uh-oh. Your mom said, I want to say JD Schreiner is your mom.
That's
She says
Julie.
the sound keeps cutting out.
It's Julie.
Is it? Julie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, she flipped us off, and it was right after your mom looked like she had followed us. So I apologize, Julie, that I confused you. My bad. Also, I thought you'd have a more clever name than your initials.
What platform is that?
Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah, those on Facebook with a Twitch account, follow us over there too.
We ready for? We can probably start talking about beer.
Yeah,
Whose pick was this?
or it's like forever ago.
This was my pick. Oh, okay. Well, I picked the Space Goat.
It might have been your pick when Jason was still living
here. Kidding.
a little.
Okay.
Yep. It was like 2 years ago.
Big Sky Brewing in Montana. The Space Goat Pale Ale. 5% alcohol by volume. And I would say a pretty solid drinker. There's nothing, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of hop character. Doesn't have any one component about it that stands out other than just its smoothness, I would say.
Whoa, you're actually reviewing early. You're not just talking about the
Yeah, I'm going. I'm going, man.
Hello, David.
Damn.
What's up, John?
I do what I want, Jason.
I wish you weren't on the show this week, too.
I'll get rid of the timer box.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. God, I broke the rules.
You didn't. It's cool.
I'll give this. I'll give it an 8. It's an easy drinking beer, and I find it pretty enjoyable.
You are tooting your own fucking horn right now.
Happens. Do you wanna wait to review it, Chris? Are you ready? Yeah, that's drinkable. I like it. Not super bitter.
I'm kind of in the boat where it's kind of in the boat where it's just a pale ale kind. It is Jasper Goo. That. Tell us everything about it. It's kind of just a plain beer, which is probably what they.
What up, McDowell?
I remember the Trout Slayer being really fucking good.
Go away, Brad.
And having something about it that just made it awesome. I can't pinpoint anything that makes this awesome. Definitely a chuckle beer. Not saying I'd say it's a solid. Probably lean towards a 6.5 because they're gunky or anything. Not overly hoppy, so they're like transition. Coors Light or your Bud Light or Miller Lite Pilsner. This would be a good.
What up, Jeremy?
Kind of an introduction to the craft world because it's
All right, you got like 5 messages about sound cutting out.
Yeah, something sound is cutting out. What's up with that?
it is my noise gate. How about now?
Bet you it's better now.
Is it way better now?
What's a noise gate?
I haven't had a problem hearing you guys, but you guys are also on Google Hangouts for me. So
Chuck P from the ABV podcast, drinking beers and checking out the show. Thanks, man. I still got to check out your podcast too.
Cheers, bud. We're drinking the Space Goat by Big Sky.
Thank you for the feedback on sound. Hopefully it's better now. James says it is. Let us know on Twitch too what you think. Sorry about that.
Were you giving a review, Jason?
I am going to give it a review. So one of the things I actually really liked about this is the first beer in a very, 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 very long time that I have poured that has actually had a really reasonable head on it. Like it stayed thick for a while so that I could drink it and it didn't just mellow out. I really like that in a beer. I just do. It kind of tastes pineapple-y. It's a little sweet. It's a little citrusy. Tastes a little pineapple-y. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. But it's not bitter at all, so I really like that. I don't know. It doesn't have anything that's... God damn it. Now I'm echoey. Let me scoot back. Stop shouting in the fucking shit.
It's probably my fault for the TV being too loud so we can hear you.
But it's not too bad. It just doesn't have any flavors that I really like or really latch onto. I get where you guys are saying that it's very easy to drink as you guys finish it up. But it's not... It may be easy to drink, but I don't seek it out to drink. Like, it's not like, hey, I want to finish one of those, or it's a hot day, I want one of these guys. It's more like, hey, I have that, and it's not bad. So with that in mind, it's kind of a 5 for me. So I'd take it if you had it. I would never seek it out, and I mean, I'd probably choose some other things over it. We had one from Sweetwater a while back that was a pale ale. I'd probably choose that. I think it was the 420 pale ale. Yeah. That's actually a lot better than this. But this isn't bad at all. It just isn't great.
I agree. That's well said.
We're both wrong.
I mean, the more I drink it, the less I think it's way above the Trashy Beer Tuesday that we had.
No, it's good.
As far as like that Frio Light was pretty good relative to this beer.
Tastes like water.
But that was water.
It was water.
This is just kind of a beer.
I mean, we all said the same thing. There was no one characteristic that it was extraordinary at.
Yeah. Tate, you look like you're going along to the Area 51 raid.
I can't understand what the fuck this is about. It's just something that the internet grabbed a hold of and decided was a joke. Seems like
it's from the Bob Lazar thing, I think. Going on Rogan and putting out that documentary on Netflix, and people are like, "Oh my God, maybe they are real because he worked at S4 in the fucking 80s." Like, and then they got blown out of proportion and all that.
Did anybody show up?
I think it's still scheduled for like September, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a ways out. But it also had to do with that guy who was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about they have technology that you couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, that was Bob Lazar.
Oh, okay.
Him and the host from the documentary on Bob Lazar from Netflix. They went on Joe Rogan, and then then everybody was like, "Oh my God, this guy telling us vague things is
he knows." He's a source.
James is going.
I mean, it was interesting, and it convinced me more than I was before I watched it, so I could see why. But I'm not gonna fucking go there.
We should dig a tunnel there. I bet you we could do that. Until we hit a lead wall.
September 20th, James says.
Then we'll be like, fuck!
Are you going, James?
sure you already requested off work.
What's our next beer?
Next, we have the BELAIR Dry Hopped Sour Ale by the Brooklyn Brewery. I don't know if I've had any other beers yet.
I'm getting some. And then we have the Special Oil Man by Elevation.
Yeah.
Aged in bourbon barrels, bottled in a champagne bottle.
You can
Only
have
to
that.
watch
I'm gonna
fuckers.
drink a decadent vanilla French toast double IPA. Keep yours.
Blueberry Pop Tart.
Did you love it?
I already did that one. Oh, it was fucking incredible. It tastes
I've
like
seen-
blueberries and maple syrup and pastry. It was pretty great.
That's gross.
I've seen people raving about it in the craft beer groups and shit that I sometimes peek into. They're like the Decadence or Decadent brand or
Yep.
whatever. They're like, yep, they do their shit right.
The only reason I bought it is it was $1.29 for a 16 ounce. And I was like, well, it probably didn't sell well, but I'm going to try
Damn.
these. And then I was like, holy shit, this is actually really good.
$1.29 for a double IPA?
Yeah,
That kicks your ass?
yeah,
I'll take it.
fucking awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. All right. Live pour. Where's my live camera?
Right there.
That one?
Yeah.
All right.
You'll just have to get creative.
So, Tate,
Party
you have been
tartly.
on 2 months. What's been going on?
Who you talking to?
You. You're
Oh.
the only one named Tate.
I didn't hear you. Repeat your question.
The Tate, you haven't been on the show in like 2 months. What's been going on?
Quite a bit. Got a 8-month prego wife. That's an adventure and it's fun. Old man and I went on our father-son trip to Colorado. All around the mountains. Saw a bunch of his old buddies. I was on 2 weeks ago, wasn't I? If not 2, then 3 weeks ago I was on.
It's been
It was
a
with
hot-
Brad.
It feels like it's been.
That would have been July 2nd.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Oh, yeah. Up, crotch shot.
So you seen your dad and you went around the mountains. You
You
guys
just have
really
to cover
went to Colorado Springs and got baked for a weekend, didn't you?
Colorado Springs is one of the few counties in Colorado that has passed legislation so that there is no recreational.
All right, fucking then Denver, whatever. The fact that you knew that right off the top of your head means you really looked into that before you left.
Dude, we went actually our next beer, that Oil Man by Elevation, that was from one of my dad's old friends from Lindsberg, and they have a piece of property out by Buena Vista, 80 acres in the mountains. Holy cow! That was the pictures I was sending you guys on Snapchat. The view from
Oh,
their
that
front
was
porch.
beautiful.
Yeah, they got a piece of heaven out there.
He made that beer.
No, he it's his property, and Elevation Brewing is up the road a couple, like 40 miles or something. Can't remember where that one's at. It's out of town I've never heard of
It said
before.
Breckenridge on the bottle, right?
I think it's different. We'll look at it when we open it, but something different. But just going around and seeing all the old man's old friends.
Hell yeah.
And the best part, kind of the best part about the whole trip was we didn't plan a single thing until the moment that we did it.
That's what I like doing when we go places.
No plans.
Yep.
Just total
Fuck an itinerary.
stream of consciousness, whatever you want to call it.
Swing it.
Make
That
it up
sounds
on the fly.
fucking
Wing it.
miserable.
Huh?
That sounds so miserable. I'd be stressed the whole goddamn time.
Ooh. Ooh. That's different.
A fucking itinerary, and if we aren't to the minute, I'm getting angry.
Really?
Fuck that.
That's
Yeah.
the way you like to travel?
I like to have a plan. That way I can feel like I'm actually making the most out of my time. Just because, like, when I lived in Japan, there were, like, days where I didn't have anything to do. And it was like, I'm wasting all my time here. I'm wasting my time. I'm not doing anything awesome. Or, I've paid money to be here, and I'm not doing anything. Why am I not doing anything? I was like, because people can't fucking make and stick to plans. So, I hate that.
Well, when I was a kid, growing up with my father that I have,
As opposed to the father you didn't have?
sure.
Okay.
When we would travel, we wouldn't have a hotel reservation. We would drive looking for vacancy signs on hotels. And then we'd stop at the hotel and pick up a hotel 5 minutes before we got into it. And you used to be able to get by just fine that way. I'm sure you still can. You might run the risk of some bed bugs. But what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger, I guess, right?
You stay until the accident.
That's the way we always traveled when I was a kid. For years and years and years. Who knows? You might have to sleep in your car one night. I'm alright with that.
Parking lot chicken likes living on the edge.
You're fucking right. I can't read those comments. These glasses are a different script. Let me pull it up on my phone.
No. Nope. That's like when, for the weekend, I asked my wife, starting Wednesday, what are we doing this weekend? And then she's like, I don't know, we can do both. No. What are we actually doing this weekend? Like, what are the plans? If you say we have no plans, great, that's still a plan. I'm fine with that. But you have to what's actually going the fuck down.
I only want a plan if I know we're going to be drinking.
I need to know how I'm getting home.
Yes, because that's safe, and I know everybody's going to get home okay and all that shit. But as far as like going out of town, fuck that. Let's just go do what we see, kind of thing.
Yep.
So you say that. Do you remember Saturday how the girls looked for like 2 hours for fucking food?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I try to avoid.
No, you fuck that. Go to the Waffle House. That's your solid choice.
We already did.
At all times. Just fucking drive until you see a vacancy sign and wait until you see a Waffle House. It's 24 fucking hours.
You get that morning.
You get your hash brown smothered, covered, diced, and chopped, and whatever. You're good to go. Yeah.
And then Chris doesn't eat any of his fucking Waffle House because everything tastes like onions.
Yeah.
Tastes like
True
onions.
story.
Onions, grease, and meth.
Hey, that's a good combination.
That's what made America. That's the Midwest.
When Trump says "Make America Great Again," what he really means is more Waffle Houses. Dude, it's been a while since I've been to a Waffle House, actually, or a Denny's. Went to one in Kansas City a while back after some fights that we watched at the Ameristar Casino. 2 a.m. Waffle House, downtown KC. It was a good time. It was, Curtis, I believe, he won a belt that night, actually, when we were up there. Maybe somebody won a belt. It might not have been Curtis, but it was a fun time.
There's for you, Chris.
Some Waffle Houses you can walk into and know that it's going to be good because the crew is fucking jiving and on point.
Yep.
And then some you walk into, it's like, I don't know about this shit.
Yep.
And the food sucks. Let me see that again. I was talking, sorry.
I can't.
Strawberry
here
French
somewhere?
toast. Decadent. Where are they out of?
I don't know. Let me check the label.
I could Google it, but I'm not going to.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Damn. I don't know if we've had any Boston beers.
Well, you got a Brooklyn one right in your hands.
So Blaine says, what the fuck is that, Jason? Breakfast beer?
Yes. It is a beer for any time.
Is this the same Blaine that talks shit on me every week?
Probably.
It Probably.
I'm pretty sure.
Was he on when you weren't here?
No, he was on. He was that guy over there. I remember. He was eyeing me the whole time.
Damn.
I think he lives. I think James lives right down the block from me too.
He does. He lives like a block away.
Yeah, the yellow house on the west side.
Yeah, there you go. He knows where you live.
I rode my bike by there earlier, and I thought I saw somebody eyeballing me.
I've thought about it, Josh. I've even thought about like reupholstering my couch to make it lime green, but the shadows and shit would be like if there were wrinkles, it'd look like shit probably.
What up, Parker? What up,
I have
Peapod?
no idea what our fucking stream is. God damn it.
Because you want a green screen to be very flat and unwrinkled.
I'd say this one's pretty good too. Who picked this one?
Who do you think?
This was you. The sour was yours.
No, actually, Julie picked it up in Kansas City this weekend.
It's got the prettiest pastel can I've ever seen.
While I sat in the car, it's probably why she got it.
Who chose these colors? That it was not a man. A man would never choose these colors. This was a woman's design.
You say that is not true. The
Pretty
guy
sexist
who
there, Ron.
owns Brooklyn Brewing
Sexist, I have an
Company,
opinion.
they have a department that actually makes these, and he was one of the ones who chose it. They came out with a mixed 12-pack of 4 of their major brews, and this was one of them for distribution to actually spread their name. Do you remember a while back I sent you guys on in our group chat the dude who did beer reviews where it was like cheap beer versus expensive beer, and that whole thing where he did like a really in-depth review, and he was like a level 3 what is it, the Cicerone? And he was talking about it and like, hey, you can actually tell the difference in prices just by the bubbles that they make whenever the head is formed and shit like that. That was this guy, and he does like food and beer pairings so that he actually knows the flavor combinations or how to make the flavor come out more in his beers. Dude was really, really like super knowledgeable, but he was a very funny guy as well. But that's this brewing company, so
Okay.
it's very well put together.
He's got a better color variety than I do. I would have chosen navy blue and black.
Aren't you blue green colorblind?
Well, basically look at the other can. Black, blue, and green. Solid.
Terrible.
Put a graphic on it. You're set.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I almost
now
fired
that
up.
the little documentary thing that I sent you guys, it's like 20 minutes. It's really cool.
Would you almost fire up?
I almost fired up a game for tonight.
Broforce? Is that what you're thinking?
I told you about that other game that where it's like all of us versus one of us as a boss. That way, when we have people on the show, it can actually be 4 versus 1, so that we can actually have you guys with somebody like fight me or all of us fight Tate, because that's what everybody wants to do is actually just fight Tate. I mean, that's worth it.
Or the guest is the boss.
Oh, there you go. See how well we
Everybody
fare.
fucks up the guest. That sounds good.
What game is it called? Or what's it called?
I can't remember. It's on my Steam like saved things. I'll find it out.
Do you still have that monthly game shit? I forget
Of
what.
course I do.
Huh?
Of course. Yeah, I've got like 180 games in my backlog that I haven't even registered to my account. It's fucking stupid, but it's
What is
12
it
bucks a
again?
month. So why not? Why the fuck not?
What is it called again?
Humble Bundle.
That's right.
Oh, the humble.
Thanks for following, Nicholas.
Yo, out there in Facebook land, if you're drinking on Tuesday, let us know what you're drinking. We like hearing what everybody is sipping on.
Sipping on some scissor.
It's finest thing. Boop, 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 wow.
So, funny thing about my new boss is this past Friday.
Oh, you guys got one?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
I was uncertain at first about him, but you gotta deal with the hand you're dealt. But Friday it was 3:50, and everybody was working till 5:30, and he steps out. He was like, "Well, the shirts are ready, and they're right next to Old Chicago. You guys want to go get a pint?" And we sprinted out of the office. We were out of the parking lot before 4 o'clock. He told us at 3:50, and we were already gone at 3:59. And then at Old Chicago, drinking some beer, finishing off the day. That was good.
Hell yeah.
I was like, new boss knows how to get on my good side, right there.
By offering to let you buy beer.
I bought beer. I totally did. I said I wanna get behind creating this new culture, and I set my 20 down and I paid for our beers. But I also stole all the points for the Old Chicago tour, so I got 4 points in one visit.
There you go.
Boss guard.
Yep, it's called Boss Guard.
All right.
Blaine's drinking a summer shandy.
Oh shit! Are you
God.
serious? I missed that. I
what
tried
does that
to
say
talk
about
to
your
my-
character, Blaine?
My boss bought a keg today, and I tried to
Oh,
talk him into
God.
buying a keg of Line of
Still.
Kugel Summer Candy. I was like, everybody will drink that. Nobody will turn that down at all. Everybody will drink that. And he's like, that's what we'll try to do. And then everybody else needed like 2 days notice to buy a full keg.
Chewy is fired up.
He just came down raging. I will be in Kansas City this weekend, but unfortunately it'll be for such a short period of time that I won't be able to reach out to you.
Wait, you're coming to Kansas City for a short period of time. One of these things does not make sense.
Friday night, Teresa has national conference there, and so they're putting her up in a hotel. But Friday night, they're all going to Top Golf, and just dinner and drinks and playing at Top Golf. So I'm going up for that, and then we'll come back Saturday.
And you're not invited, Jason.
Yeah, Jason's not invited. It's pretty exclusive. They don't let just anybody in.
Yeah, they fucking do. I've been to fucking Top Golf.
Tate doesn't let anybody.
So I'm gonna say if there's a creepy bald guy that tries coming through here with a beard that kind of looks like he's trying too hard to compensate for lack of hair on his head, if he comes through, just tell him that we rescheduled and went somewhere else.
Fucking asshole.
Lol.
So James says, "Burn, Jason," and all I can think of is Kelso. Burn! I miss that '70s show so much.
What's funny is, of all people, I wouldn't have expected. Well, actually, no, I do. I expect you to like that '70s show. Brad watches reruns of that '70s show all the time. So I always knew you two were destined to be a couple.
Dude, Donna. Oh man, Ginger's got to stay together.
Red's my favorite.
What is?
Red.
Oh man, that tells me it's so much about you.
Okay, we're outnumbered in this world, man.
He's so mad. I love it.
What is Red?
The dad.
Oh, Red Foreman.
Foreman. Are you fucking serious?
Oh, I thought he was talking about a different show that was called Red.
No, the
But
dad.
yeah, Red. Oh yeah, Red is great. We have a poster in Red Foreman for president in the office, and it says "putting boots in asses."
Yes. It's the same reason I like F is for Family, because Bill Burr has that same madness to him.
Oh, Bill Burr's in
I'll
F is
put
for
you
Family?
through a fucking wall.
I'm gonna
I
make
love
you
Bill
build a
Burr.
wall, then I'm gonna fucking punch you through it.
Yes.
Is he the dad?
Yeah.
Bill Burr
Yeah.
is the voice of the dad.
He's the voice
Yeah.
of a lot of them.
Oh my god! Now I gotta watch it. I love Bill Burr.
Oh, it's fucking excellent. It will remind you of your childhood, I'm sure.
Yes.
And then you'd be like, shit, I had an abusive childhood. Oh my god. I didn't even know this until just now.
Because it's in what, the 70s or something?
I listened to Bill Burr on YouTube all the time for different things, and I love him.
He's awesome.
Little wild, and he's a ginger, and gingers got to stick together, man.
Do you know why? You know why you keep repeating that gingers have to stay together? Because nobody else fucking loves gingers. Except Chris. Chris isn't fully ginger, but you. Nobody loves you. Maybe that's what I meant.
I'm
Nobody
a hybrid.
I'm basing this off a very small sample size, which is just you.
That's
and the fact that I hold all of this hatred right here in my heart for you, and it just reflects on the whole group of you guys as a whole.
How often do you think about your deep-seated hatred of me? Is it
only when you're going to be on the show, which is basically never?
Okay. As long as I'm not occupying all of your time.
Thoughts on Comic-Con reveals on Marvel movies?
Not a lot, actually. To be honest, their Phase 4 was not impressive to me at all, and the way that they set it up for characters I don't really give a shit about, I still don't really give a shit about.
I've still not seen Endgame.
I don't follow all that shit.
Do I need to watch Captain Marvel to watch Endgame?
No.
Okay.
You just need to know that Captain Marvel's in Endgame for roughly 85 seconds.
That's it, huh?
Pretty much.
Just a little cameo.
Yeah, pretty much. So it was like, hey, I could solve this whole problem by myself, and you're out of the show. For what reason? Because...
So who knows Nicholas Stebbins?
Nick works with me. He's a great guy.
Well, Nick, you have to know that I'm a ginger, and we have these high-end lights, and these damn lights, I have to wear sunblock before I come in here, because it will burn me, and the hat just keeps, I try to keep it low over my eyes so that it doesn't get,
It's too much UV in this bitch.
Too much UV.
So it's weird. He says that. I used to know a guy who was on our show, who he only ever wore that hat every time he was baked. So I don't know what happened to that dude though. I think he moved to Wichita.
I moved to Wichita.
He didn't get baked.
To what?
Jason's already drunk. He drank 1 12% beer. He's not saying anything that makes sense.
Man, it was a good beer. This one's also a good beer. Tate gets moonburns.
The story behind it, for real, is I bought one at the zoo in Wichita or some shit because I'm ginger too and get burnt easily, and I hate sunscreen because it gets in my eyes and fucks me up. So I bought a $10 hat. Then he started wearing it on the show. Well, then we lost that one at the block party in my garage somehow. So Tate bought a new one, and now we got two.
And it's become part of my persona, and people accuse me of culture appropriation.
Yep.
And so I decided to always appropriate cultures.
Julie's right. It was in Denver. It was at a zoo. All zoos suck. I don't give a fuck. I hate zoos.
Really? You hate zoos?
Yes, I don't want to walk around for 3 fucking hours looking at animals be miserable.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
I want to stay in the fucking AC and look at them on Google Images.
I have no desire to go to a zoo.
I like going to the zoo. I like taking my kid to the zoo. Or the aquarium. The aquarium's pretty fucking great too.
You like looking at poor defeated, just depressed animals.
So know your goddamn role and know that we're on top and you're our entertainment.
Aquarium,
you want your entertainment or our food? Those are your two fucking options. Choose.
SeaWorld, shit like that, no. SeaWorld's the worst. I could do a zoo before that.
You say SeaWorld. This weekend I'm making onigiri with raw tuna. So thanks, Blackfin. Blackfish? Blackfish. That was the documentary.
Yep.
So the block party, the next block party is not this Saturday, but next Saturday, August 3rd.
Yep.
August 3rd, next Saturday. It's open invite.
Come on out, Nicholas. If
you get too crazy, we might have to put you down. But otherwise, most crazy is tolerated. We have drawn blood at these events before, so hopefully you're not on the receiving end of that.
The main things: taquito truck. We're gonna have a food truck, so bring a few bucks to get some tacos if you want, if you're hungry. soak up the alcohol, cornhole competition, maybe a Smash Bros competition, and I don't know what else.
Stumps.
And probably stumps.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, just because it's going to bleed later in the evening, and so that guy doesn't have to be in the truck all fucking day, I am going to buy some hot dogs for late in the evening so that we can whip out on a grill. That's fucking happening.
Just some drunk food?
Fucking hot dogs.
Brittany, turn up your volume
I'll
if you can't hear us.
I don't care.
You always say that, Brittany, and then everybody else can hear us fine. Clean the spoot out of your fucking ears.
Yeah, clean the spoot out of your ears. All filled up. I don't know how you got it all in there, but goddamn, girl.
Have you talked to Adam recently? Is Adam going to show up?
Boyer?
Yep.
Let me text him.
I hope he's there.
Dude, he made last year. He was a giant silly bitch.
He fucking threw cornhole overhand and won.
Goddamn right he did. He was on my team.
Like a goddamn Paul Bunyan or some shit.
We got plans August 3rd.
I fucking loved it. I loved that all of us other guys are out here and we're drinking beer and chilling and having fun. And Adam, this giant fucking dude, just muscles on top of muscles, is fucking pounding these tiny little these little bottles of fucking hard apple cider.
Yeah, Angry Orchard.
Turned into a silly bitch. Like, it was the best thing. It was fucking great.
Hopefully he never sees this episode. Because if he does, Jason, you will never be seen again.
Whatever. Adam and I are cool.
Adam will strangle you with his bicep. He'll just put it over your mouth, and you'll die.
Brandon's mom will definitely be there. What?
There's a dude at work, and she is it's basically that's what she said. That's what she said. She is the butt of a bunch of jokes. But no, dude, I hope Adam's there. He made last year. That and him running in fucking flip flops and then just sprinting against people and then getting sunburnt after he ripped his shirt off playing fucking cornhole.
Oh yeah, he participated in the race too, huh?
He ripped his shirt off when we made the winning toss, and it was solidified that we were the 2018 Brews Bros BS Cornhole champions.
Wait, do you have your trophy?
Not here, but I have it. It's at home, and it's placed in prestige on my mantle. Because we literally, like, it was sad watching the competition wither before us. Because we just stomped so much ass.
Barely fucking beat us.
We stomped so much ass, just hardcore.
I ain't losing this year. Watch.
All right, I think we are hardcore overdue for some reviews.
I think we should do extra long.
Shit, yeah. No, we're doing regulation this year. And I don't think I'll have my brother as a partner, so I'm going to need one.
You trimming the fat?
Or, no, I don't think he'll be able to make it.
Oh, I didn't mean that literally.
Him and I kill now, but I don't think he'll be able to make it. So I might have tryouts for my partner.
You might get stuck with Brad. Oh God.
James, you say that. Last year, Tate was the one talking about throwing dildos into those holes. So go back and watch last year's episodes. He was like, "I'll buy a bag full," and I was like, "You own a bag full, don't you?" He's like, "Got to get rid of them somehow." So
only the ones with the window sticky on the bottom side, so that when you toss them, they stick and they.
All right, Chris, this one was yours. Go.
Okay. It's got a very subtle dry hop note to it that you definitely notice. It is pretty sour, but it's not over the top. It is a dry hopped sour ale, so it makes sense. Can't say that I've had many sours from the Northeast. This one's out of Brooklyn, right?
Something Brooklyn. No, this is actually San Leonardo, California. It's just called the Brooklyn BELAIR Sour.
So that should be from Brooklyn Brewery. They actually make it there, but they have 2 distribution centers.
Oh. Okay.
Brooklyn Brewery in San Leonardo, California.
Because I tagged Brooklyn Brewery earlier, so I hope I didn't shit the bed.
You didn't.
It's 5.8% alcohol, which is actually pretty high for sour.
It reminds me of one of the sour IPAs we've done out of like Wichita or something.
F and Ed?
I don't think it was the F and Ed. I think it was one that just said like sour IPA on it.
Was it the Yak? One with the Yak on it?
Sour Yak?
Sour Yak?
Maybe. But that's what this reminds me of, and it's very crisp. It doesn't make my mouth water overly, probably because the hops involved.
What's up, Wilcom? Sorry.
Not that fucking guy. He couldn't be on the show, but he shows up in chat. You
What
dare
up,
show your
little
fucking
bitch.
face, but not show your fucking face?
Little baby back bitch.
I do like that it's 5.8 for a sour. You don't see that a whole lot. Got to be the hops involved once again. I would like to see a little bit of flavor or not just citrus notes added to it, and maybe some, I don't know, blueberry or fucking anything. But I do like it. It's a summer drink for sure. If it's hot out, you're gonna like this. I'd say 7.5, maybe even an 8. I dig it. I don't think it was very expensive, so why not get a 5.8 sour over the typical 4.5 at $8.99 or whatever for a little bit of hop bite. You can get used to that hop off of a sour and maybe transition off of that into an IPA or the drier IPAs. I don't know. I dig it. 7.5.
Fucking A.
I'd probably buy it again. Good job, Julie. Thanks, Wilk. We love you.
James, we don't appreciate your observations. Just go ahead and move on.
Hey, we don't have time for facts around here.
Yeah, hey, we don't have time for that. Jason, go.
So this one, I like it a lot. This is not the first time that I've had it. I was actually the one who recommended it to Julie to buy for Chris because I did like it. I bought it in a mix pack.
All right, thanks,
It was
Jason.
easily the standout in that mix pack. But they also, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me do my stuff. They actually had a tasting, and they gave stickers. I don't know if that shows up.
Oh yeah, mine's upstairs.
Yep, and pins, which this one is a Party Tartly.
Is that a
pin.
collectible power pen that you got in your cereal?
Sure is. It says "Drink your Ovaltine," but no, they were there and they were promoting it, and Julie was like, "Well, I want to buy something for Chris," and he said a sour, and I was like, "Well, Sequence he's had, and here's a couple other ones, and I think he's had a few of these." And I was like, "Actually, why not actually try that one?" And she went and she got it, and she also bought you the horny goat again because you can't get it back at home.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have it anymore? That's terrible.
But no, I've had it before. The only thing that I have to say about it that I don't like is it does have a bit of dryness to it, which it can lend itself to that sourness, but also at the same time it kind of takes away a little bit.
Yeah.
And I would say the only way that I could see making it actually a better sour, which you could make it a better sour, is make a predominant fruit flavor. So just choose any fruit, throw that in there. You've got a really solid sour base. It's going to make that thing just shine everywhere. So,
do you get any grapefruit?
I don't actually. I don't get grapefruit at all.
Any fruit that's not like cranberry, that's overly dry as well.
Yeah,
You know.
I can see that.
But I agree. It does have that dryness, and especially at the finish, like you drink it and then you're letting it go away, and it really dries out. But it's not overbearing to me.
I don't know if that's due to the tartness of it being a sour, or if it's due to the hops, because you do taste some hops, but it's not like an overly bitter. But it is a bitter and it is a dryness. So that does happen. And maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's based on what they want you to pair it with. because they are, again, very big on you pairing it with things. Maybe they want you to actually pair it with fruit. Maybe they want you to be outside and have a fucking fruit salad with this beer. I mean,
Yeah.
it's super possible. I can imagine having this, a fruit salad, and a steak. That would be a perfect fucking meal. It'd be great. They all go together.
You
But
like fruit salad, don't you?
do what?
You like fruit salad, don't you?
I like fruit. Yes,
You love
good.
fruit salad.
Uh,
I could tell just by looking at you. You're a fruit salad muncher.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I feel like that's derogatory, but at the same time, I'm like, you don't fucking like fruit? What's wrong with you, man? Like,
it's all right, Jason. It's cool. Rate the beer already.
No, it doesn't dry
no,
out your mouth.
right now, I'm gonna actually give it right in the middle of the road a 7. So I say middle of the road, middle of the buying road. How about that? I would buy it. I have bought it. I would possibly buy it again. I'm never gonna seek this out. There are so many sours that I like a lot more than this, but it is worth buying. It's worth trying. It's worth getting your own opinion on and comparing it to some other sours that you've had. I mean, personally, between this and let's say a dogfish head, I'm going to choose a dogfish head. But there are some that we've had, like the F and Ed. You guys really like the F and Ed. I like it okay, but I'd probably choose this over the F and Ed, which I also believe I gave a 7 to. So there's some different sours in that range where this would win, but there are also some that we've rated before, some that we've had, and this would lose. And I want to say the Dogfish Head's like a 5% even. So even though this has more ABV and it's actually cheaper, it's like $2 a 6-pack cheaper. It's worth it to me to spend the extra $2 to get a sea flush. So that's me.
Yeah, that dogfish is tripping. The sequence is really good, but come on, $2-3 more a 6-pack.
Not worth it. We can get all of this beer at Cave Divers South, right?
God.
Okay. Only
Roll
reason I
that
said
footage.
that. Yeah. Do we have a Cave Divers thing we can throw up anymore?
It hits every.
Okay. I don't
It
know.
was hanging in the corner a minute ago.
I really like this beer. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think I would like it this much. Jason, you say you don't get any grapefruit, but when I think about a little bit of grapefruit, when I take some of this, I really get a kind of grapefruit-esque flavor. The hops don't seem to be that present to me, but I drink so much stuff that has overwhelming hops that I'm probably somewhat desensitized to some of the subtler, more subtle hop flavors.
There you go. You drunk bitch.
I was trying. You can't say. You have to say more subtle. You can't say. I don't even know how to say it.
Subtler?
Subtler. That might be a word.
You said settler. Subtler.
But this is, to me, this is a really tasty sour. It does remind me of the F and Ed Sour IPA. But I'm gonna give 2 8s tonight. 8.
Wow. I'm actually very impressed and surprised. So this one, did you guys have the Crooked Stave Rosé or whatever it was? The one that I was telling you guys won some awards last year, and I want to say Nate kept recommending it as well. Did either of you try that?
Nope.
I'm trying to think if I have I don't have one around here. But it's kind of like that, except bitter. And that one, after drinking it, it's really similar to the Boulevard. What was it that they had? The Berliner Weiss that they had a while back, where it was like really just draw from your cheek sour. So it's like that, and that's what this reminds me of, except it's more mild and more hoppy. So it's just sour. It's not a flavored sour. So it's weird.
Cheers. Cheers. Virtual cheers.
I guess. I got a can. But
good job, Jason.
So the block party, what time do we plan to start that?
1.
1 o'clock. August 3rd. Is that right? Okay. August 3rd, What's the address or what's the block that this is occurring on?
Allen Street, Allen.
Allen. This is Allen Street, right behind Cave Divers South, in Salina, Kansas.
Right off. What's the road?
Belmont,
Right off of Belmont. Yeah.
by the fire
There you
station.
go. So we're gonna have it. Did you decide, are we doing a porta potty again this year?
Yeah, I got a call tomorrow.
Okay.
I meant to call today, and yesterday, but I didn't.
Do we have the blocked off again?
Yeah.
Fuck yes, I love that.
Just gotta call the police the day of in the morning, let them know what's going on, so they don't come hauling ass down the block in an ambulance or cop car, basically,
Okay.
and run into a barricade.
So one of us gets a fucking sunstroke.
So judging by what the weather's been like so far, we should have some water that we can circulate in.
We'll have some. Also, sunscreen. Wear that shit. Leave waters in between beers if you are coming out. I may put up a gazebo thing or like a tent for shade if it's not windy as fuck. I still have them from the wedding. We'll see about that. If not, bring a fucking Raiden hat like Tate's got on. They're $10.
Party City.
Just come prepared to be in the heat. Have some fun. Play games. Yeah. We had a foot race last year, just randomly, that I won. I don't know if we'll do it again, but yeah.
2 people participated in the foot race.
Bullshit. It was
Chris
like
won.
12.
He's got bragging rights for the year.
Merch, no, we're terrible at that.
Oh fuck, we didn't. God damn it! It was at the beginning of the year. Fuck, we should have. Fuck. Let me see if God damn it. I know my wife was gonna order fucking koozies, and I don't think she ever did. I gotta talk to her and see if she actually. She even asked for the design from Paige and everything, and color schemes and all kinds of shit. God damn it. God damn it, Sarah. If you're watching this, god damn you.
So Adam said he doesn't have plans.
I still have the PNG files and shit if she needs them.
And he also says he'll contain himself better this time.
No.
And I said, fuck that. Let the beast out. We don't
Wow.
want... well, if Adam tries to behave himself, I'm going to look at him, punch him, and then hand him a beer.
And run.
I'll try to take him down. But, dude, he's been doing nothing but lifting. The guy, I don't even want to try.
Okay, last year this time, that's when his shoulder was really fucked up, and he had to do a fucking underhand lift, and he was doing it for more than I could possibly ever lift in my whole life.
Oh, he'll bench press 400 pounds.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
What do we got here? Someone commented in New Mexico craft beer. Wait a minute. Who are you?
We're BREWSBROSBS. Hello.
What is this?
Pulpit. Hello, Pulpit.
We love your posts.
Wait, what? What happened?
I don't know. Some guy was asking who we are in the New Mexico craft beer group that I shared our live stream to.
We're in Kansas, and this is episode 96 of our basement podcast.
Shit. True.
Yeah, who are you, bro?
But we're fancy as fuck.
We're us. Who the fuck are you?
Bro.
So, we talked about a couple things. What are... Oh, shit. Nope. Getting work emails. I don't know. What's been going on with you guys? Chris, I know what's been going on with you. Tate, I've got a little bit of what's going on with you. I've got
Sunday.
what are some things that you're looking forward to? What are some things that have happened? Good, bad shows, movies, television, real life, fucking work, school,
This Sunday,
kid.
if you'll shut up and let me talk. I'm kidding.
Nope, you.
No, Sunday after we got back, We played our flag football game against the undefeated team, and we beat them 36-6.
Holy shit!
And they were fucking pissed.
What position did you play?
Wide out and middle linebacker. And I dropped the only pass thrown my way, but my team fucking held up. I played good defense. One of the guys on the other team walked off the field with like 3 minutes left, so it was 6-on-7 at that point.
Because he was pissed?
Yeah, they were mad the first half, dude. Our defense was like smothering them. It was awesome. And keep in mind, I'm on a team full of a bunch of players that nobody wanted. We were just scraps, and they put a team together with us, like a mock draft type shit.
You're the replacements.
Yeah, we're literally the mutt team.
Are you Keanu Reeves? Who loves the replacements with Keanu Reeves?
I did it to get out
right here
and exercise. I don't claim to be good at fucking football, but the first week when we got stomped 50-something to 0 because no one on our team knows each other and there was no fluidity or chemistry, I picked up like a 60-70 yard throw, and they were calling it the play of the week. So
there you go, dude. I love football.
It's fun, and we're like 6th or 7th in points. That's how you get in the playoffs. There is a team that has scored 0 points in 3 weeks. That Boone is on. Shout out to Team Cobras.
So if you're playing at the line of scrimmage, like on the line, is it contact at the line?
No, but you can block a little.
But you can. I mean, if you come off the line hard, can you swim and get in the backfield?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I mean, there's contact, of course.
Give me nose guard.
It's just as long as you're not like buckling in and bench pressing somebody off of you.
You're not allowed to do that?
No.
Oh.
But people have been knocking the shit out of people.
I love nose guard. Let me go after that quarterback.
What I was doing this Sunday was the guy was blocking me pretty good, so I was like, fuck it, I'd push him and I'd grab his flag off of him. Like, fuck it, I'll get your flag then if you're going to let me around you. Because then if you get the ball, you're down.
Mm-hmm.
I was just fucking with him, and he laughed or whatever, but I like going out there and having fun. There's some dudes that get way too serious and get to almost fighting and shit.
Yeah, you gotta have fun.
Yeah.
Like fucking co-ed softball when people are getting all fucking huffy and you're like, dude, I'm 9 beers in.
Right.
And it's like 16-4. Fuck off.
Yeah, there's 14 teams that signed up for this. The grand prize for the playoffs championship, $1,000 per team for the winning team. So it was a $20 entry.
What day of the week?
Sunday.
Sundays. Evening?
Last week, the one before this one, we played Bethany College's football team, basically. And they only beat us by 4.
But it's flag football, right? Yeah,
yeah,
so different.
Way different. But you can tell, like, going out there, like, yeah, these people are way more athletic, and they're in sync and all that and know each other. But then you have us, which is the Mutt team. You can tell that we want to win more than some weeks.
It's got to be a lot of running.
So Tate's out.
It's fun.
Shit. Come play flag football. Let's do it, Jason. Let's have a flag football.
I drive 3 hours to do it, but
let's do it at our block party. Let's have flag football.
This week it was really
I don't
nice.
know if there's a field, but I'll play it in the front yard, I guess. I don't know what this is.
Front yard.
The 2 weeks before this Sunday were hot.
Oh, that was gonna be my comment. Is what happens when it's a heat index of 108.
You still go play.
Oh my god.
But once you get out there and you start throwing the ball around, get warmed up, and then you play the game, it's like over like that.
It's not as bad
because it's 2 20-minute halves. So once you get started, you're basically taking a 3-minute break for halftime, and then you get started again, and you're done, and you go home.
Yep.
Buddy.
Tate, there's that Cave Divers logo for you. It just swung on the screen.
There it is.
Are you gonna pitch to them now?
Am I what?
Going to pitch for them now?
Yeah, Cave Divers. Drink it.
Cave Divers, drink it. Love it. Does Will still work out there?
Will?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also in the flag football league.
Really?
Yep. He was reffing some of the games Sunday, and he plays.
Yeah.
About the coolest guy on the planet. I feel every time I go into the liquor store, I feel like I'm a superstar. He walks me to the beer aisle and gives me a rundown of everything new, and I'm like, oh, thank you, sir, appreciate it. Tip for your time. I love Will. He's great.
I like whenever I go to a liquor store up here, and somebody's like, "Hey, have you tried this one?" I'm like, "I have tried that one. What about this one? What kind of things are you into?" I'm like, "I try everything." And they're like, "Well, this one's like this." I'm like, "I fucking know. We literally reviewed that on our show, but you don't watch the goddamn show. So don't fucking talk to me about beer."
Every craft beer that's in this freezer, we've had.
Yeah, dude, you say that as a joke. I went to a fucking place the other day with Sarah, and I must have looked around for 40 minutes because I'm like, I've had all these fucking beers, and the ones that are left, I don't want to drink. And I'm like, what does this say about me? Like, what does this mean? And then I was like, fuck it. Pabst it is. God damn it. It felt so bad, but so good at the same time.
Kill him with kindness. That guy said, "This is so boring." I'm saying I love you too.
Aww, you're so
Aww.
nice.
With Obama.
Give him a little Obama love.
Yep. Fucking haters. You gotta hug the haters. It makes them feel uncomfortable.
The weeks are hit and miss, and sometimes there's more shit to talk about than there isn't. I get that. I absolutely get that.
Blaine's still working on getting us beer from Montana.
Oh, that's the one that he had on the show a couple weeks back.
Oh wait,
Right?
no, not Montana. Montanal. That's weird.
That's an exclamation point. It's Montana.
Oh,
Your prescription is off, huh?
You wear
These are old script.
You wear big old fucking glasses. You can't read that shit.
well, it looks like Montanal, which I think is what
Anal?
what James really likes is that Montanal.
Mount Anal.
You ready for our oh, you're not quite. Okay, me neither. I'm gonna our next beer. I'm gonna go and pop it in the sink so that if it got shook up on the bike ride over here, it doesn't go all over the cast
fucking
room.
bike ride. It's the gayest thing I've heard today.
Dude, I rode a bike with a champagne bottle full of beer.
So I say that it is definitely the gayest thing I heard today. And I heard a gentleman, great guy, talk about his boyfriend and their dog as their child. So when I say this is the gayest thing I heard today, Tate, I truly mean this is the gayest thing that I have heard today.
That I rode a bike?
Let me go piss.
No, you rode a bike with a champagne bottle in it.
It is a beer bottle, but it's they bottle these aged beers in champagne-like bottles.
Also, it's a guy who went on a glory hole tour with his dad, so it's still really gay.
To this day, I've never seen a real glory hole, and your fixation on them says a lot about your character, Jason, because you bring them up all the time. And the thought that you would be visiting these places where you don't know who's on the other side, whether it's human or creature or insect.
I can't even use a public fucking bathrooms, let alone see a fucking glory hole in the wild.
I know you can't use public bathrooms, Jason. We know this.
Jesus Christ.
Because you can't go poo unless you're in your own space with your shirt off.
Dude, I can't even take. Generally, I can't even fucking take a leak unless it's like work or it's a. If I go into a restaurant bathroom and it's too dirty, I can't piss. Just can't fucking happen. Nope. Sorry, I have standards in my goddamn life.
You can't go pee if the bathroom's too dirty.
If it's too fucking dirty. If I see somebody shit on the toilet, not taking a leak in that bathroom. It just stops up and I'm like, well, I guess I'll just piss my pants then, because that's gonna be cleaner than using this fucking toilet and getting somebody else's shit back spray on me. Nope, can't fucking do it.
Who's shitting on somebody's back?
Jason is talking
Exactly.
about how he can't use the public restroom.
Nobody should.
Again?
Again.
I don't use public restrooms either unless it's an emergency.
Oh, I'm gonna get our finishing beer.
I schedule myself, or I'll hold it all weekend if I'm out somewhere and
All
not around my
weekend.
hometown. Home field advantage. I didn't shit at Brad's all weekend. Is that weird?
No, it's not weird at fucking all. Weird at all. The only reason I can even take a shit in this house is because I have my own fucking bathroom. Why, like, after we went to dinner and I was like, oh man, my fucking guts hurt. And I was like, well, I gotta go downstairs to my fucking bathroom.
Home field advantage, man. That 13th man.
It helps you out. It makes you comfortable. Spread out and know that nobody's been fucking with my stuff.
Oh my
I don't have to worry about if I shit too hard in somebody's toilet. No. It's mine.
Should we rinse?
This shit is mine.
Sure.
Oh, man.
So this beer is called the Oil Man. It's an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels.
Woo!
It is 10.8%, 36
Damn.
IBUs. Hops, it has Chinook, Northern Brewer, malts, two-row crystal, chocolate, roasted and flaked barley, and carafoam, and barrel Breckenridge Distilling bourbon barrels. Pairs well with brownies, Texas barbecue brisket, or bourbon glazed pork loin.
Ooh, there we go.
I'm assuming you wanted to do that, but I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. What's the percentage?
10.8.
10.8. Let's do a
It was
pour.
bottled in, I think, December of 2014.
So while you guys do that, I'm gonna go take a leak, and then I'm gonna go pull out a jalapeno cilantro ale that I bought
Oh,
just
God.
for this.
All right.
There it is. Oh, it's black.
And I fart.
That's nice and black, ladies and gents. Oh.
You over here. Go, boy.
The finisher. Hopefully this doesn't do us in. Oh.
Yeah, 10.8. It probably will.
Cheers.
Oh my God! It smells like fucking vodka.
And it's going to be quite a shock from the other beers we've had. Ooh. This is no messing around.
It's a lot smoother than it smells.
Mm-hmm. It smells alcoholic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like lighter fluid. But it has a very watered down porter type taste. I
Porter
think.
taste. So it was bottled in 2014.
December 15th of 14.
That's when it was bottled, and it was aged prior to that in these bourbon barrels.
You want to read the passage? The
Oh
shit?
my God. The Double Black Series. Forgive me, I'm dyslexic. This beer holds a close spot in my heart. First, I love good bourbon, especially from our friends at Breckenridge Distillery. This beer is named for my grandfather, a young entrepreneur who took on the booming oil industry in the 1950s, which was dominated by large corporations, much as we are doing right now here at Elevation Beer Company. This beer is a toast to the entrepreneurship, to taking on the big guys and with big ideas,
to all the entrepreneurs before us and to all of you who have helped make our dreams possible. Cheers to all. Much like the sweet light crude oil from the eastern plains of Colorado, this beer pours a deep black with a tantalizing off-white head. Aromatics of sweet malt and bourbon envelop the nose like the sunset of the eastern plains. That's very descriptive. The malt profile continues through the palate from beginning to end with subtle hints of chocolate, coffee, and of course bourbon. This is a true beer for the malt and bourbon lovers alike. There you go. Jason would hate it.
All right. So while you're doing that, mine is a 14er Rocky Mount Saison, and it is cilantro, jalapeno, lime.
So it tastes like Mexican food.
Yeah, I hope. Let's see.
And I'm going to crack the seal.
Holy shit! It tastes or it smells heavily like jalapeno, but it actually tastes, I don't know, really mild like jalapeno. It almost has a lettucey taste, but it's a lot more jalapeno. Like it's got none of the spice. Like sometimes you have like the jalapeno cream ale, and you get that little bit of burn in the back of your throat. This doesn't have that at all. It's got like the jalapeno pepper flavor, none of the heat. It's weird. It's good.
Just throughout.
Ooh, there it is. There's the cilantro. Yeah, all right.
The jalapeno is just like a throughout taste, not
Yeah,
the back of the throat bullshit.
No, not at all. I mean, it really starts in the front, and then it's like that fresh, almost green pepper flavor all the way through. It's good. Oh, wow. I don't taste any lime in it whatsoever, though.
This is like if you took chocolate, water, and bourbon.
Oh, shit, that sounds terrible.
It smells way worse than it tastes, but it's pretty fucking strong.
You're not instilling any confidence. It smells way worse than it tastes, but it's not good.
We haven't done many barrel-aged beers on the show, and they're very liquory.
This is probably the third or fourth.
Yeah.
Like
we had quite a few there for a while for those stouts.
Hydra.
Okay. So maybe it's our 6th or 7th or 8th or 9th. But
Probably
you're right.
Less than 10.
We haven't done a ton. And it's just because they're so bold.
Oh, they are.
And most of them are either you love them or you hate them. There's not a lot of gray area.
Well, I also think some of the community just drinks them to go, I'm hardcore. Like, people that do things just to fucking go, I'm hardcore, instead of actually liking the fucking drink. You know?
Yeah,
There's
people
always
people
gonna
are
be that.
weird about you know, all that kind of shit.
I can see that it's a very unique flavor and like profile, I guess. But it's fucking
Intense.
yeah. I've never liked the taste of liquor, the burn, the smell, any of that shit, and this smells like lighter fluid, but the taste is not as bad. The taste
It smells like hard liquor. Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Like my nose is this far away and it's like boom.
I mean, so Clark's done a run or two of moonshine, and it doesn't smell dissimilar from this. No.
You're right.
So he did that cranberry moonshine. That's one of the best things I've ever drank.
I tell a
And
story about that all the time.
Sucked.
It tastes like a chocolate porter moonshine.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Literally.
Yeah, chocolate coffee porter moonshine.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the lingering sensation in your in the back of your throat after you take one is like the lingering sensation you get like a few seconds after you take a shot.
That's crazy.
It's tingling and a little mouth watery kind of sensation, but it's not totally off in left field, like some of them are, where they're just so
Brash.
so brash
And
or
they're
so
like-
sharp.
Yeah.
I mean, this is. It's a little bit more enjoyable than some of the other ones, or maybe we're just getting more broad in our appreciation. I'm not sure what it would be. I mean, this is episode 96, ladies and gentlemen.
It seems like each drink's kind of different too. Like one all hit and it's fairly light, and then the next all hit and it's like, oh god damn, and then it's very yeah.
It sounds like Adam's going to be at the block party.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And if he tries to bail out, I'll just put like extreme peer pressure on him, and he'll show up.
He'll crumble.
He'll crumble underneath my peer pressure. But so this beer, oh, where is it from? The elevation. This is Poncha Springs, Colorado. Poncha, which is kind of it's southern of the center.
Poncha.
And it's in the mountains. Poncha Springs, Colorado, Elevation Brewing Company. And around the Buena Vista area, they have a lot of distribution. Wow, I had several of their beers while we were there.
So you were in Colorado. Other than visiting your dad's friends, do anything really cool?
The old man's 78, and this is a father-son only trip. That was pretty cool. I mean, the highlight of it was absolutely just spending time with Dad. That was what it was meant to be. And the late night conversations with Dad. That was the highlight of the trip, as far as I'm concerned. But when we were at Colorado Springs, we went to Garden of the Gods, which is some natural stone deposits. I think they're from when the region of Colorado was somewhat oceanic, and they're high iron content sandstone, and they're, instead of being flat, they're like sticking out of the earth like swords, big pieces of rock, and they're kind of reddish in hue because of the iron content, and that was pretty cool. We drove up Highway 285, which is super scenic, and we wouldn't see another car for miles. So that was the old man was asleep half the time, and I was driving, and so I was just kind of, chewing on sunflower seeds and enjoying the view.
Keep in mind, those that don't know, Tate's father is older than most fathers our age.
Yeah, 78.
So it's different spending time.
Yep.
Like that with a dad, I would say.
Yeah.
Yours is 78, mine's 54. But you like your dad, and I fucking hate mine, so whatever.
Yep.
No, that's cool. You two went out and fucked around.
It was just him and I. Yep, and that's
rare. Like, I don't think my dad and I have ever done that.
I mean, it's cool to be able to spend that kind of time with your dad and get to know them more as a. I mean, especially if you get them to open up a little. And I think actually we had more open up conversation after we got back, and it was our last night, and we were sitting on my front porch in Salina, and it was 11.
Oh shit!
And
this is it.
we were all just like, I was exhausted. I've been I drove every second. He didn't drive once, but we had 2 flat tires. We got an Air Hawk, as seen on TV. Gah! Air Hawk. It was $35 at Walmart. And yeah, we had some adventures.
What do you want? What do you want, bud? What do you want? What do you want?
You realize you got the flat tires because of karma, right?
I think it was flat when we actually left Salina. Well, not flat, but I think it had at least one of the holes in it when we left Salina. But it was so hot when we were driving across country, and you also have the heat of the friction. It causes the rubber to expand, and it fills up a lot of it seals up the hole. But then when you park it, and when that tire cools down, it then begins a slow leak. But the tire store fixed 2 of them, and they didn't charge us. But then the next morning I went out, and it was low again, and so we went to Walmart and got one of those plug kits and the air hawk. And I know if you go to a tire store, they're gonna do nothing but talk shit on a plug kit. But
that's all they do.
It's it's their business is selling you tires. I think it's a perfectly valid way of fixing a flat.
I have 2 in my Honda that I did a year ago.
Still running. Never gone down. Never gone low.
Nope.
Yep. Yeah. Those guys that are trying to sell you shit, that's exactly what they are. They're salesmen.
They're using the same fucking kit.
And they're going to read you off statistics. Oh, statistics show. Yeah, well, fuck your statistics. I got my own.
Statistics also show that y'all fuck people's vehicles up every day.
You don't tighten lug nuts like you should.
Yeah. Or
you don't even fucking put the lug nuts back in.
That's why I don't let people work on my shit.
Oh, you're supposed to put oil in your car after you change the oil? You're not just supposed to run it out dry? We had a kid do that. Changed oil once. Sent the customer home with no oil in their engine. They got 4 miles. And and I don't know, maybe they probably had their windows up and the radio turned up loud. Because damn.
That would sound terrible. This beer is not really a beer to me.
It is helpful,
booze.
but only if you can actually find where that hole is, which kind of sucks. You gotta rub soap and shit over it and find where the bubbles are.
Yeah.
You can pee on it in a pinch.
You jump to that real quick, like, flat tire, gotta piss on it.
Well, you gotta look for the bubbles so you can figure it out. Dude.
Are you just chugging dish soap? Is that what's going on?
No, you just put a little on the tip. And then
it mixes as you piss.
It mixes in on the fly. But the plug kit worked. We drove. I mean, after we plugged it in Denver and we got to Salina and the tire's still up, so I say it worked fine. And the air hog was $35. Teresa, I could hear her eyes rolling on the phone. I could hear her eyes rolling as I told her about an air hawk. But if it saves us one time, just once, it'll pay for itself.
You drive a truck?
No, we drove Teresa's Rogue.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Better gas.
Oh my god. Yeah. Like, I think for the entire trip we might have paid $150 in gas. We drove everywhere. It gets such good gas mileage. To fill, like, if that's on E to fill it up, is $40. If my truck's on E to fill it up, is $90.
Fuck that.
Well, Colorado prices is 90. Because Colorado prices, when you get an elevation, the gas is way more expensive. Kansas, to fill it up, probably 75, 80.
Have we seen any of the poll results from earlier?
IPAs are totally underappreciated.
So everybody
I don't
says
believe
overrated.
that at all.
Everybody's saying overrated?
If you had to look at, if we had to say which beer we've done the most on this podcast, it would be IPA, I think.
Yeah, because we do one every fucking week, asshole.
Every week or every other week?
No, every week.
I only pick every other week. I can't help.
It's 10 to 10 right now.
It's 10 to 10?
Overrated versus worth the hype.
All right.
Tie ball game.
Who was I talking? I was talking to some beer connoisseurs.
I have not voted yet.
This past week, and they were pro IPA. They thought IPAs have been given a bad rap.
They have been by ones like Stone Brewing do. I swear the East Coast IPAs are way better than the West Coast. That's what I get from the whole experience.
I like day shoots, or Deschutes.
That is West Coast.
It is West Coast, but they have that fresh squeezed, and that's a solid. That's a solid staple.
It's not dry.
It's not dry like some of the other West Coast ones.
What do you think, Joey?
Anything California, like I'm a pretty hippy dippy kind of guy.
Maybe it
but-
ain't dry to them because they ain't got no water out there.
Well, shit. I mean, I'm a pretty hippy dippy guy, but them Californians are on a next fucking level of crazy. They really are.
Yeah.
Like, good God, they're just nuts. They're nuts. And if our conspiracy theorist was on the show, he'd say they're nothing but pedophiles and child rapists, except Keanu Reeves. Don't you fucking say a word bad about Keanu Reeves.
Did you see he shaved his beard off?
Like Keanu?
Oh, yeah.
I saw it on Reddit. He looks creepy.
I heard. Well, everybody wants him and Sandra Bullock to get together. That's been coming across my Facebook feed. They're the long lost or star-crossed lovers or some shit.
Why? Because of
Speed.
Oh yeah.
Well, but also there was Lake House. Well, apparently they're good friends. But like, it's weird the stuff that comes across your Facebook.
What's that weird '90s movie with Sandra Bullock and Stallone, where they're like hooking up and having sex through the fucking headsets?
Oh, is
Like
that
was
Demolition
gonna
Man?
be the future?
Demolition Man.
Is that Demolition Man?
Demolition Man.
With Snipes, and he's a bad guy.
Wesley Snipes.
I loved that movie.
I don't remember them having sex through headsets. I do remember it was like a tube kind of thing, but yeah. Okay.
They each put on like a fucking headgear, and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah." Like that was her way of fucking.
Put it in me.
And he's like, "Fuck this shit. Just let me bend you over." She's like, "No, I have to do it like this."
Weird.
Yeah.
So in the future, you can have sex with anybody virtually. You just all you gotta do is call them up on the phone.
Well, now they got the virtual porn type shit.
Oh my god.
We put the headset on, and the pussy's this big in front of you.
Let me make a note to not accept any calls in the year 2020.
From Shriners. Any of the Shriners.
I haven't experienced it yet, but that's what I hear. God damn it.
He's like,
I
I haven't
can
been beta
afford that
testing it for years.
I just bought a fucking Switch. I'm not gonna buy some VR.
I blew my $300 on a Switch. I can't totally afford VR sex.
Exactly, dude. I'll just appreciate the real thing.
I don't know if Brad's still watching, but is this like when I was talking to Brad about a thick doll, and he's like, "Yeah, but they're like $3,000." I'm like, "Whoa, I was joking. You are serious about this."
It's
He
still
knows the pricing.
It's still cheaper than the real thing.
He knows the pricing. It pays for itself over time. It's self-lubricating and everything.
For the year, bam! I saved my money.
And it doesn't talk back.
It's like an oven. It has a cleaning cycle.
I just throw the parts in the sink and come back in the afternoon.
Oh, this couch just got way manly. Why does it say we have 12 people watching us?
Where'd it say that?
What the fuck's up,
Oh.
Twitch? Restream says 12.
What up,
That's right.
Electroland?
So,
Oh, look, we got a
Julie
Twitch
gave you a
comment.
frowny
Yeah.
face. She doesn't like the idea of being replaced by a thick doll.
I would frown too if I were you. Put it this way though,
cost $3,000 for a lifetime.
women
got
have
more
had
than
men
that in
replacements for fucking years, so
What, vegetables?
vegetables, fucking dildos, whatever.
Oh shit.
Men are so dumb they just invented glory holes like fucking 10, 15 years ago.
Glory holes with other dudes on the other side.
Yeah.
Good God, that's Jason's favorite.
See, you know what's crazy is Tate knows what he's getting into, but he still does it. What a pastime.
No one knows a
I'm
man's
envious
dick like a
that you
man.
don't care.
That's what Jason says.
Did you guys
I mean,
see?
You can use a public restroom to shit, you can use a public restroom to piss, and you can also use a public restroom to get your dick sucked by a guy. I'm a little jealous that you can take a shit in public. I mean, it's envious.
Every day.
Did you guys see the earthquake in California yesterday? I think
No.
there were spots where the ground, like the road split,
And shifted?
and shifted like 8 fucking feet.
I'm gonna look this up. This was yesterday?
Last night, yesterday, today, something like that.
California earthquake photos.
I don't feel bad about that.
Me either, but that's a long ways to shift.
California
Other than the
is
fact that my
definitely on the fucking
brother lives there,
where
I
they
mean,
plates-
if it detached from the U.S., I wouldn't be overly
They
mad.
said it was like a 7.1 magnitude, I think.
Holy shit! How have I not heard about it today then?
A rip through the deserts. Photos show how California earthquakes reshaped. Yeah, this is legit.
Tate, when are you and your wife moving, and when are you starting this brewery?
Damn, 8 feet is about the shift that they're talking about.
Yeah, dude.
Damn, dude. Yeah, California is a goner. And to answer your question, Jason, this time next year I will not be here.
This time next year. All right.
1-year-old Tate running around.
Wait. So where are you guys going? Is there a definitive spot?
Not yet. In
Okay.
the works, but not yet.
You guys all heard it. There are open tryouts for Tate's spot. All you have to do is be better than shit, and you might get a spot on the show. Boom. Boom.
Applications are going to start pouring in.
I hope so.
Anybody, if you're out there, you have my blessing. If you have the mental fortitude to be able to deal with just the bald bastard that is Jason Nowak, then you deserve it. I mean, you've earned it. You are a special human being.
Go ahead and send your resumes to fuckyoute@BREWSBROSBS.com.
Send them as PDFs, not docs, please.
That's fine.
Resumes
I
should never be
actually
sent as
prefer
docs. They
PDF.
should always be PDFs. Unless you're Jason.
No. A PDF means you've thought about it and you don't plan to edit it. I appreciate that. And the email address was, in fact, real. Again, that is fuckyoute@BREWSBROSBS.com. I will be personally reviewing those. They are forwarded to my personal email. So that will be great. And when I see a really good one, I'll pass it on to all the other guys. So just make your video of you chugging a beer. Make your video of you drinking an IPA. And
Please send all of your most explicit, homemade, pornographic content
not being a ginger
to
asshole like
that
Tate.
address. All male, preferably.
I wouldn't mind the demographic. If we got a black female on the show, it'd probably be great for our demographic. I'm just saying that. Just throwing that out there. I mean, it would be an equal opportunity hire, but I'm willing. I am willing.
No one's ever said Jason's not willing.
Fuck you.
Mm.
So what do you think?
I'm glad we finished with this one. I wouldn't want to burn up our palate with some of the subtler flavors that we had with some of our earlier beers with something that's quite so just so bold and so pronounced. This is definitely something that you don't drink a lot of. This is something that you fill the last bottom inch of your glass and you sip on it slowly. It's just like a liqueur. It's your finishing.
I've seen people in ICT beer club and shit chug these motherfuckers.
They got bigger cojones than me, man. Couldn't do it. I'd say they're trying to prove something.
Clout chasing.
Yeah, I got nothing to prove. I do enjoy it, but it is absolutely an acquired taste. Like anybody who drinks a beer and they go, "Ew, that's yucky." Jason, Exhibit A.
I missed all this. I was reading comments on our Facebook because I never check it. Fuck you.
This is not a beer for your. This is not an entry level beer. I guess is what. You
Oh
would
no,
say.
fuck
This is
that. That sounds terrible.
This is a beer that you work up to, and you probably won't grow to appreciate for a long time. And even then, like it's a crapshoot whether or not you like it, because it's taken. I mean, bourbon barrel aged is a vector that is just very.
Do you like bourbon? Do you like aged beer? Do you like beer?
Yeah.
If you don't like any of the above,
It's a small demographic.
yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, I enjoyed this. Like particularly when we got there, we arrived. We didn't have an address when my dad and I were driving. Remember when I said that we didn't have an itinerary? We also didn't have addresses. Dad says, "Let's just go. I'll recognize it." He hasn't been there for 15 years. And so we go and we go and we go and we go.
Exploded.
And I'm like, "Dad, all right, where the fuck we going?" And he's like, "Just keep going." And so I'm humoring him. I'm trying to, not overreact and be a total bitch, pain in the ass. And so I just keep going. And then I remember being out there when I was a kid, and I don't remember going to gravel. And then we hit gravel. I'm like, "God damn it, Dad! Where the fuck are we?" We call him, and it was another mile and a half further. So if we would have gone another mile and a half, we would have been there. My memory was not gravel. I thought we were. It was a gravel driveway off of a paved road, but it was actually a gravel road out there. But man, so scenic. I don't know how I got on that story.
Just from the beer.
Just from the beer. So we had been driving all day. It was a 5-hour drive out there, and when we got there, within the first 5 minutes, I was wearing a shirt that said something about beer on it, and they were like, "Oh, do you like beer?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do like beer." I'm like, "Well, come on in," and they took me to their cellar, and they were like, "We got all these ones here," and he's like, "Oh, and we got this one." And I was like, "That sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds good," or that. Let's pop one. And this was the first one they chose. That was the one they were, I think, the most proud of.
Was this expensive?
I mean,
like $20.
Yeah, I mean, not crazy. I can't imagine it was crazy. This is the second bottle, and they sent me home with this as just kind of a guest present, and I'm enjoying it. I would say I'm gonna give it a 7. Not too high, not too low. I enjoy it, but it's not something I would enjoy all the time. It's something I would have to enjoy occasionally.
Yeah, to me, these types of beers are on a different scale. Almost. Like, would I buy it? No. Would I buy any barrel-aged beer? Probably not. It's not my palate. I want to drink some light, flavorful beer that's not just like a bold, heavy sipping
Liquor.
Yeah, soft liquor. I don't like liquor. I don't like the smell of moonshine as I pull this glass up to my nose. Get rid of that, and it's probably a little bit more pleasant and more like a straight porter. Like porters don't really have a strong smell.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
It's just a
It's
drink.
all flavor.
Yeah. I wouldn't buy this, but I didn't turn it down either. And I haven't been like, no, I'm not drinking this
Gross.
shit. No, it's not gross. It's just a different type of fucking beer. It's a beer liquor hybrid. Like it's probably a 5.5, 6 to me.
Not your
the
favorite
flavor scale.
Not your favorite.
I can tell they're good at it. It's just strong.
It's
very strong.
Yeah. I can only imagine what Jason would be saying about it if he could drink it.
Probably nothing good.
Bourbon barrel aged stuff really isn't your kind of thing.
It isn't. I mean, it's definitely not the best. And it's definitely not something that I absolutely love. I mean, there have been we had some of those sours that were bourbon barrel aged. Those were really good.
The dark
But
plum ones
usually
and shit.
bourbon barrel aged is an excuse to throw extra ABV into shit, and it ends up being like an 11% pale ale, and it's like, why would you fucking drink this? Most of the time it's stouts, but it's like, why? Like, I don't get this. If I wanted to drink liquor, which is what it tastes like, I just fucking drink liquor. It's going to be a lot more appealing to this because I can mix it with something else. When you have a stout that's bourbon barrel aged, it's not like you can go fucking mix it with something. It's complete. Like that's it. There's nothing. It's not like, hey, mix it with cream, mix it with coffee, mix it with something. It's this is done. Here it is, and it's very overwhelming if you aren't used to it. How about that?
Yep.
Yep.
Also, Tate, I just saw a video of you from like beginning of February. You had an amazing beard, and then you cut it off, and then you became somehow more of a pussy. I don't know if you think they're related or if it's just the way I see things. I don't
What is the
understand,
video?
but you should grow it back out.
What's the video?
It's our video. Like it's Brews Bros BS from
Oh,
like
okay.
February
Yeah, yeah. It got so long to where jujitsu hurt.
You don't go to Jits anymore.
Yes, I do.
If John's on, he will verify whether or not you go to Jits.
He will verify that I was there Saturday. Well,
3 weeks ago is the first time in 2 months.
I was there Saturday. And that was just after getting back from vacay. No, I'm going to Jits. I'm fucking murking fools. Murking them.
I need to go back. I just feel.
Did you say merkin like a pubic wig? Merkin?
No, like a mercenary. You're murking them.
Murking them.
Maybe.
Okay.
I've heard the term.
Or like murk is slang for murder.
Oh, okay, yeah. Actually,
Like you trying to get murked? You trying to get murdered?
so do you remember Keenan Tran?
Yeah.
He was there Saturday, and it was funny because Keenan was the only white belt.
Does Kadeem still go?
I've not seen Kadeem in a while.
He could play he plays flag football.
Oh, I bet she's good. He's an athletic dude.
He's QB.
Yeah, I bet she's good. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. But Keenan, he was the only white belt. There was two black belt, or one white belt, two blue belts, one purple belt, and two black belts.
Jesus.
And so it was all experience in one white belt. But Keenan brought his girlfriend, and it was an hour and a half class, open mat, and his girlfriend was sitting over, and I'm running around, and I'm like gaining 40 pounds since I've been in shape, and so I'm jiggling all over the place, and luckily my glasses are off, so I can't see her watching our class and being overly self-conscious. But Keenan was going 120 miles an hour. He was doing
Trying to impress her.
Oh, he was doing everything he could to win. He was pushing the pace, and I'm sorry to say that Keenan has a lot of skill, but skill doesn't, energy doesn't beat experience. And his girlfriend, if he was trying to impress her, he impressed her just by showing up. But 2 black belts, 1 purple belt, and 2 blue belts. You're the only white belt. It's gonna be hard to.
Yeah, you might as well tell your chick, "Hey, I'm gonna get my ass whooped."
I'm not gonna come out with any wins today. So just. But she spent most of the time on her phone anyway. Just
Yeah.
the way it is.
It's like Julie. She's like, "I might go watch you play football." I'm like, "You're gonna sit there for 3 minutes, watch the game, and then get on your phone. Just stay in the AC." Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shot fired.
But we just had competition. My shirt I'm wearing right now, the Kansas State Sunflower Games. This was last year's shirt, but last weekend was the Sunflower Games for this year, and our team did very good. We had a lot of representation, and I think everybody, not everybody medaled, but everybody represented themselves well, and they showed up ready to compete. And just competing, it's a different experience. And you think you know what that would be like, but then you have somebody that's your same weight or heavier, and they come at you. They've been trained differently, and they're not your friend. They're going to do one thing, and that's to beat you. It's intense.
I'm still thinking about going back.
It just the only thing that sucks about jiu-jitsu is that it can be hard on your body, and that's why you have to be smart about the way you train.
It's very hard, and you can't control how smart you are with your body because some of the people in the class
Are stupid. Some people hurt you, and
they
you have
want
no
to
control
hurt
over
you
it.
just to get that one tap.
They want to win. I don't necessarily think they want to hurt you.
It's like, motherfucker, you're in the same boat as me. We gotta go to work tomorrow, and you're trying to fucking break my arm to get one tap.
Gotta
Chill
fucking go to
out.
work
Chill
tomorrow.
out. I tell people that a lot. Like, yo, slow down. Slow down. You want to win too much. Have fun. Have fun. That's the most important thing. But you get people that, truly, really try, and it doesn't come that naturally to them. And they, you spend the first 3 months getting nothing but beat. You just want to get that W. You want to get the win. And so you work hard for it, and sometimes you get so in the mode of trying to win that you disregard the fact that you could hurt somebody.
Yep.
And that's when it gets to be that's not the
That's the biggest thing I don't like about it.
that's what
My
what we
neck
don't
ain't
want.
been the same since.
Still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could still pop it all day long. I'm always doing this shit, and it's like pop, pop. And I never popped my neck before I went to jiu-jitsu. Ever.
You're part of the club now.
Yeah.
Now you know. Well, it's 8:58.
That's all I gotta say about that.
That's all I got to say about that. It's 8:58.
I was a running. So I whenever I lived in Japan, I talked to other people who were like from Canada or the UK and blah blah blah, and they asked things about our culture, and they were like, "Well, what's your favorite movie?" And I was like, "Well, it's not my favorite movie, but I think it's a defining movie." And I was like, "Forrest Gump," and they're like, "I've never heard of it." I'm like, "What?
What?
What are you talking about? How have you never heard of fucking Forrest Gump?" Like, I'm sorry, it may not be one of my favorite movies.
Well, then
but
you described our culture
incredible
perfect.
movie.
Then you described our culture perfect. If you found something that they had no idea about, but it's that great.
Yeah, it
go
was
watch
fucking nuts. I was like, what?
But I bet none of them watched it, so they never really learned anything about us.
Yeah, and then how do you describe something like that where you're like, well, it's really about nothing but a retarded guy, but it's so defining. Like it is. It's one of the things that everybody watched. It's part of every person. You understand it, and it changes who you are when you watch it. I mean, it really does. It makes you understand yourself a little bit more. Where you're like, oh, this piece and this piece and this piece and this piece. I get this and why this happened and how this balances out. And I shouldn't be like this and I should be like this. And it goes over racism, but then it also goes over the comparison of racism against mental disability, and then it goes over those same comparisons against vets and things like that. Like, it does so many things, and then you're like, you haven't watched this movie? Holy shit! I don't even know what to say to you. I guess turn 12 and come back to me. I don't fucking know.
Forrest Gump's amazing.
Yeah.
One of top five. I mean, Tom Hanks makes top 5 more than once. He's just so good. Castaway, dude. Tom Hanks is just amazing.
I wouldn't say Castaway's in my top 5 though.
Tom Hanks movies?
Tom Hanks Airport, or wasn't it Airport?
Airplane?
No, Airplane was the one with Liam Neeson.
Big.
What was the one where he was stuck inside a terminal? I think it's actually called fucking Terminal or The Terminal.
Big with the future telling creepy guy that you put your quarters in. You know, Big.
Yep.
Oh
Big
man, it's from the early '90s, late '80s. Big. Tom Hanks. Oh, it's good.
Where he turns from like a 13-year-old kid into like a 30-year-old man, and He's trying
Works
to.
for a toy company.
What? You need to do that this weekend. You need to watch fucking Big.
You need
It's
to
a good
watch
movie.
Big.
It's a damn good movie. Toy Story is another great Tom Hanks movie.
Yep.
Okay.
I never knew that Buzz Lightyear was Tim Allen.
Yeah.
I just discovered that with this recent Toy Story 4. And I'm like, oh my god, I love Tim Allen. He's like one of my favorites.
I still haven't seen 3.
Last Man Standing, one of my favorite shows on TV.
Home Improvement was one of my favorite shows.
Oh, Home Improvement's a classic.
Tom Hanks is going to be in the new, movie about Mr. Rogers.
Oh yeah, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yep. So that's going to be good. He
He's
was
gonna play
also
Mr.
in
Rogers.
The Green Mile. That was fucking
There's
incredible.
a good one.
I was gonna mention that, but it's fucking 3 hours long.
What else? He was in Saving Private Ryan. That was okay. He was all right in that. It got rave reviews, and I don't understand it. But he was in Philadelphia, which was a great movie.
Probably to justify the cost of the cast.
Maybe. A League of Their Own. Was it
Good
A League
one.
of Their Own? Yeah.
Good
no,
one.
A League of Their Own. That was an excellent movie.
Georgia Peaches.
But none of these movies fuck with Forrest Gump.
No, not at all. Ooh, Catch Me If You Can was great.
I never really got into that one.
Really? I thought it was pretty good. The Da Vinci Code was really good.
Good one.
Too religious for me.
Let's see. Turn Hooch was all right.
The Money Pit, yeah. That's
Eh.
a classic.
Nope, I think that's about all of his good movies.
I think you're missing at least one or two. I'm thinking about what they are.
I don't know. I just went.
I mean,
through,
somebody
like,
will say
all of his
Sleepless in
good movies.
Seattle, but that person's gay. Nobody likes Meg Ryan.
Alright. Calling it.
Sure.
That's what you want to do.
I'm Jason tonight. I don't have a beer to cheers.
I have a little... Chris, put it down, man.
I never do.
Cheers,
See?
Facebook land.
We love you.
Have a great night, guys.